This is probably the hardest video that I've ever had to make. I'm sorry, I can't. When YouTubers use that line, I literally just like cringe internally. It's like every 6 months they've done something where it's the hardest video they've ever had to make, and it's like, find another line. Jokes aside though, I do have some serious news. It is the end of an era, in my life anyway. So I have been doing YouTube, art YouTube now for probably around 5 years seriously, even though full-time YouTube has been a thing for me for about 2.5. And a lot of you may know that I didn't actually get into YouTube planning to get anything out of it. I never sort of planned to make art or anything creative in life my career. That just became a blessing in disguise. It was something that I never thought that I could do, but I got so incredibly lucky that I was able to. I'm so incredibly fortunate that this even happened, because I graduated, I think it was 4 years ago now, from university with my computer science degree. I was in my last year. I was freaking out. I hated it. I didn't know what to do with my life. And YouTube became a thing for me and completely changed my life. And I'm so grateful to so many of you for supporting me. Some of you have been here for years. Some of you are brand new. And I'm just so incredibly grateful, whether you've watched one of my videos or you've watched loads of my videos. It honestly it means so much to me that you've all changed my life. I started off in like 2015 or so with a little desk in the corner. I bought like a $120 desk. I had it in the corner of my little bedroom, and that was my workspace. I did a workspace tour, and I really didn't have many art supplies at all at that point. It was just digital art was my thing. I had probably not even half a drawer full of actual art supplies. Had a half-dead plant though, so nothing really changes there. I do, however, you know what? I have a hydrangea that's just come back to life. So like, I think I am growing a green thumb a little bit. Maybe I have like a slightly mint thumb at this point. Then as my channel grew, we moved and I bought a $50 desk, which is a big, beautiful, like heavy executive style desk, made of just, I don't even know what it was made of, but it was beautiful. And I actually refinished it, made it white. But once again, all of my art supplies fit in there. I didn't have a lot, but as I was doing more art stuff on YouTube, I kind of slowly grew my art supply collection. At this same point, my channel was really starting to grow, and it was at that point that I started teaching myself to make traditional art. That's when I started realizing that I could do more fun stuff on YouTube if I was physically making stuff with my hands versus just like on a screen where you couldn't really watch the process as well as if I'm actually like holding the supplies. Then we moved again. We were temporarily renting, and I bought my first IKEA desk, which I destroyed in probably 2 months because it was like a beautiful wood and I spilled paint on it and it got ruined. Basically, I got my first set of like the Alex drawers, I don't know, the big set of tower of drawers, and I had enough supplies, art supplies, to fill that tower of drawers, and it was so fun and exciting to see my collection grow. Then we ended up moving into our house, and my parents really, really generously allowed me to use a walk-in closet in our house as my office, because my channel at this point was full-time, and at this point it was just really nice to be able to separate my work life from like my bedroom, my living space. To have a little office to come into, to work from, to film in silence. I've renovated it a couple of times. There used to be like metal shelves here, and I love this little space. I've done so much in it. I filmed, I don't even know how many videos I filmed in here, but I filmed a lot. This is where my channel has really, really grown over the last couple of years. As much as I love it, as my channel's grown once more, as my career has grown, I've outgrown the space. I even rent a storage unit, and even that thing is filled with like different pieces of furniture and art supplies and all this stuff. It's filled. I have a filled storage unit that I literally can't get anything from. So before the planet went down the crapper last year, I had actually rented an apartment that I was going to use to film in, to store all of my art supplies, and then obviously when everything just went, I just cancelled it out and I decided to stay here and continue with what I'm doing. But over the last year, being stuck at home, growing my art supply collection, continuing to grow my channel and continuing to film, I have so many ideas and things that I so want to do, but I'm just so limited in this space. And it's kind of getting to a point where it's stifling my creativity in a sense. And don't get me wrong, I'm so grateful for this space. Like, this is a dream come true. Like, if I wasn't filming, if this was just an art space, it would be plenty big enough. But I have so much equipment. I have this huge metal, you can't even see it, but I have this huge metal thing here. I have 3 studio lights. And it's difficult with all the equipment, the tripods and everything else, and all the art supplies, the furniture I need in here. And it's also got my clothes in here. So this isn't me being ungrateful, it's just that I have grown, but my space hasn't grown with me. So today will officially be the last time that I film in this space, because I have a brand new studio. Look, it's brand new, it's so exciting. It's very echoey, I do apologize. You're still not sure what to make of it, are you? But this is it, this is my brand new studio. I am so excited. It's very echoey. I've got no furniture or anything in here, obviously, but this is it. It's huge. I'm literally used to a walk-in closet, so this is like literally a mansion. Also, look, there's no carpet, which means when I spill paint, I can just wipe it up. Do you like my shoes? They're awesome, aren't they? So my first purchase for this new studio space was a walking desk. That's not right. I've got a standing desk. So basically it's gonna go right here and it's gonna be able to be lifted and like raised and lowered as much as I need. I personally really love to film standing up because I just feel like I can move around a little bit more, I've got a bit more freedom. So I thought that a standing desk would work perfectly for that because I can either sit at it or raise it and stand at it and film that way. It's also going to be on wheels so I can move it around as much as I want. In here is a bathroom, so I'm going to have a nice sink to dispose of all my paint water and get fresh water and all that stuff. This wall right here most likely is going to be the background wall that you see in all of my future videos. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this yet, so if you have any ideas, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm going to probably do something similar to what I had before, but maybe I'll make it a darker wall. I'm not really sure, but this is going to be the background wall, and right here will be like the desk. This area right here is going to be my own little nook, I think. I'm going to probably have like maybe just a desk for me to do some artwork and things like that that's not going to be filmed, because I'm going to have like some nice windows here so I can like open them up and look out the windows. It's going to be nice. Either that or I'll have like a little couch here or something. I'm still not sure, but I have a wall here as well. I'm not sure what to do with. But maybe I'll put like a little couch there instead. I really don't know. I'm so excited to see how this goes. I will say though, I am actually thinking of maybe making some vlogs of me putting all of these spaces together. So if you would like to catch those, I will leave a link to my second channel in the description down below. It's called Chloe Rose Continues. I've not used it for years. But I'm thinking I'm probably going to be using that as a vlogging channel from now on. So if you do want to check out those vlogs, feel free to look at the link in the description. Yeah, I'm going to show you now something else that's really cool about this space. I have this bathroom here, which is awesome because I can use it for obviously paint and water and stuff. But look at this closet. Do you know how many canvases I can stick in here? Like a lot. Like put them up here, maybe like the little ones. Ignore this mess. This is just me like shoving stuff. This is literally just with one window with no blind down. It's just so bright and airy, and it's honestly gonna just completely change my life, and I'm so excited for it. I also want to take another moment here to thank all of you so much that support my videos, watch my videos, even if it's only one every so often, or you watch my videos weekly. I could not do any of this without YouTube and without the people that watch my videos. So thank you so much for your support. It honestly means so much to me. I also have a main Instagram, which is Art of Chloe Rose, where I post all of my artwork, but I have a second Instagram, which I most likely will post like progress photos and things like that. So if you want to check out that Instagram, I will link it below as well, but it's just at Chloe Rose Continues on Instagram. But that's not everything. I actually have some more news, which I'm going to show you now. So outside of this room, I have something else. How did I've got like, what have I got on my face? Also, it looks a bit messy now because it's a few days ago, but I finally got a haircut for the first time since January of last year. So I have been working on something really hard for the last few months, and it's not this space, it's actually something related to the art world in general. I am going to be opening up a permanent store, and it's not just going to be about art, prints and things like that, because the only things I've ever sold before on my channel are prints and stickers and things like that. This isn't going to be just about selling artwork or prints. This is going to go one step further than that, because I've actually been developing some products and some product ideas. And this room right here is separate from the one I was just in. This is going to be the room for merchandise and inventory and creating a lot of the products that I'm gonna be selling. And it's gonna basically be this room, hang on. Basically, this room is gonna be probably filled with like desks, like surrounding shoes, surrounding like the whole expanse of the room. There's gonna be like bookshelves over here. We're gonna have like printers. I also have some machines that I bought months ago that I was just not able to use because they're so big, clunky and heavy and I have nowhere to put them. I'm finally gonna have somewhere to put them and use them. I'll probably make a lot of vlogs on this stuff because it's gonna take a while, but I'm very excited. This is gonna be the future headquarters of my new brand, Artistic Bear Co. I'm excited. This is gonna be I'm so excited. So yeah, we have two very nice big windows here. This is a wall, and then we have like another wall. But again, I wanna just say thank you so much. I can't really believe when I think back to 5 years ago how I started, where I was, and where I can share my stuff with the world now. And I wouldn't be here without those of you who support me. And I'm so grateful for that. All of my videos and content are still gonna be the same. Nothing is gonna change. It's just gonna be in a different space, and it's gonna allow me more freedom and more ability to make better quality content. And that's always been the goal, because I felt that for so long, I've been kind of stifled by the space and I've not been able to make as much as I would like to. But now I finally have the space and the area to do it. I have so many ideas and things that I want to make going forward. But yeah, stick around. Thursdays at 3 p.m. EST. I might skip a week next week. I'm not sure. I've been very busy. I tried really hard not to skip a week during this whole process. But yeah, I'll see. But Thursdays, 3 p.m, my upload days. I'm really looking forward to the content that I can finally make. Quick disclaimer though, I have filmed 1 or 2 videos which will be going live at some point in the future, so if you get confused and you see this old space at that point for some reason, I just pre-filmed them. But this video officially today, for me, is the last time I'm filming in this space. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for everything that my parents have done. My parents have sacrificed a lot for me to be able to do this. And I really, really hope that you do enjoy the content that I will be bringing you very, very soon. I really am so excited for the future and what it holds. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the new space in the next video.